Dr. Renu Swarup, Secretary DBT, Shri C.P. Goyal ji, Joint Secretary DBT, and other advisors present with me, Dr. Alka Sharma, Dr. Meenakshi Munshi, Dr. Jyoti Logani, Dr. Vamsi Krishna. These are the people who are present with me here, and I can see so many people who are connected with me in the Department of Biotechnology, in Biorec, and at other places all over the country, in all our autonomous institutions. I may not be taking everybody's name, but I can only place on record my very, very sincere appreciation, and I laud the efforts of all of you. And especially this program today was dedicated for presentation on the Pan-India 1000 SARS-CoV2 genome sequencing activity. And I have to especially compliment Dr. Soumitra Das, Director of our Kalyani Laboratory. I think a couple of weeks back we had met him here through this virtual meeting, and that was the time when it was announced that Kalyani Lab, that's our Institute of Biomedical Genomics, they will coordinate with other institutions in the country, and then they will collect these virus samples from all parts of the country and take into consideration the regional things also. So I think very soon, within a couple of weeks later, we are into this program when you have all reported back saying that 5 big institutions in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Pune, and of course Kalyani, and I think Delhi also, they worked together. They got these samples from different places in the south of India, north of India, west of India, and the east of India. And today a presentation has been made before all of us about after the completion of the genome sequencing of these 1000 virus samples. I don't want to get into the technicalities of 20A, B or C or 19A, B, but I am sure that these are very, very important scientific documents which may not give us the immediate interpretation. You just now mentioned that areas in India have some resemblance to the virus which originated from Wuhan, then there are areas which have resemblance to the places in Europe like Italy, etc., and then probably you mentioned about Switzerland also. What I understand is because this genetic sequencing at this stage for the people, it may appear to be a technical thing, but I think we also have to simultaneously get into the good quality interpretation of all these findings. Even now it's some sort of a mystery how fast it is spreading, it is behaving differently in different areas. Different areas are showing different peak times, and the transmission rate is very high. Some places the mortality is high, some places the mortality is low. There are many factors, but fortunately for India we have done better than the rest of the world. But we can't be happy only with this. Ultimately, we have to use all these scientific advancements for the benefit of the people, and how we can actually deliver them for the service of mankind. That interpretation is, I think, the need of the hour. We are inching forward towards that also. When you say that this is the change in virus, this is the change in the behavior of the virus at different places, and this resembles this part or this resembles this part, but ultimately we have done it for the whole country, but we have to match our findings with the rest of the world also. And as I said last time also, that I have myself observed and felt the importance of this genetic sequencing towards the fag end of our movement against polio. And when polio was on the verge of being eradicated in different regions of the whole world, and when suddenly some new case appeared in a country or a region where it had been eradicated. So this genetic sequencing was actually helpful in really establishing the place from where that polio virus came, when the country or the region had already become free from polio. Having worked in the World Health Organization for a number of years during those years, so I could really appreciate that this was a fantastic technique to really be able to localize and pinpoint the origin of the transfer of the virus. And when I look back and then look at the situation, prevalent situation right now, COVID is still a big challenge for the whole world. And even by where we are seeing that the cases, they had a surge, now they have gone down, and then we are again seeing a number of places in the whole world where the things are also reappearing. So this is something all arms of not only medicine or health, but all arms of science, they have to be working together. And this is the presentations that I have seen. The last week I had a presentation by CSIR also. They have also done another 1000 sequencing. Today you are also telling me about these 1000 viruses which have been sequenced, and all over the world the scientists are doing. We are one of the few countries in the world where we have isolated the virus. We are going strong on our discovery of the vaccine also, as has been said right now, that maybe a few dozen candidates are here. The 6-7 are in advanced stage, 2 out of which one has been supported by you. They are into the clinical trials, and then about the BCG vaccine trials, and then many positive things happening on the front of the vaccine. And I remember that in our last meeting, which was in the month of early May, we were talking about doing 1 lakh tests per day. So I was told that by the end of the month we should be able to have those kits and all within our country, and at least in the second week of May we were able to do 1 lakh tests. And today our target is not 1 lakh tests, it's 1 million. And when I come to know that almost 5 lakh kits and all we are able to produce every day, indigenous, and there is a contribution from the whole of scientific community. I am happy that the Department of Biotechnology has supported over 120 institutions or industries or academic people or the startups, and they are all doing various types of activities. Now, when it was told just now that there is something being done on to see the impact of the virus on the brain, because till now what we have seen in the clinical findings or the symptoms that have been attributed to the development of COVID, there is hardly any significant symptom which is right now related to disturbance of brain function. It's more about respiratory activity or the upper respiratory tract or the lower respiratory tract. So there is a lot that needs to be done, and I am very happy that everyone in the scientific community, and when today we are talking about our biotechnology labs, I have visited all these places where I can see all these directors, most of them very familiar faces for me. They are all doing an excellent job. And today the news about the fact that 5 biorepositories have also been created at 5 places, and 2 of them are in Delhi and the adjoining Faridabad. I think this all is an excellent example of the great things that scientists in India are doing. I'm not really sure if anywhere in the world the whole government and within the government also the all you can say spectrum scientists across the total spectrum of science are working in one direction, thinking about finding out COVID-19 solutions, and not only thinking about it but also, because in the initial stages we had said that whatever you want to do, please ensure the timeliness about it, because if you start the activity today and you bring the results after 2 years, 3 years, it doesn't make any sense. So, but now that we have done these 1,000 genomes and we have got these repositories also, where anybody all across the overall, not our internal spectrum but outside the government spectrum also, if anybody wants to join in the research activities, whether in the academic world or in the industrial world, they have access to these samples, they have access to the whether it is the serum or the stools or the urine or the sputum or the swabs or the viruses, whatever it is. So they have all these things available all across the country. And I'm sure that this concept of developing the biorepositories for the whole country will be a great boon for the whole lot of scientists and researchers, and more particularly for the young people and the young startups. So I can go on and on, but I would like to place on record my sincere appreciation to all of you. And don't stop at this, but for the genome sequencing also, see how best we can interpret the results in coordination with what has been done all across the world to find out better mitigation strategies for COVID as early as possible for saving mankind from COVID. That's, I think, the need of the hour, and I'm sure that you all appreciate that, you all know that. My saying that to you doesn't make any special or extra sense. You are already aware of it. So, as scientists, look at all the relevant aspects and see that more and more of our science and its research becomes solution science, it becomes people's science, it becomes people-friendly science. And every action that we do, it actually helps in alleviating as much suffering as possible of the people of India and the whole world. So with these few words, I'm very happy that I had the privilege to place these results of the 1,000 genome sequencing done under the leadership of Dr. Sumitra Das, our Director of National Institute of Biomedical Genomics, with all the other 5 institutions. This, I think, should not only be made available, but I think this should be shared with the people of India through the media and through the social media, and of course through our scientific channels. This information should be shared to all the relevant people, and that's also essential. Otherwise, results, if they remain confined to our access, we may not have the desired fruits out of them. So thank you once again, and once again congratulations all of you, Dr. Renu Swarup and all the colleagues, all the directors.